Fratelli the Rugby Podcast. The Italian Rugby Podcast. Fratelli the Rugby Podcast. The Italian Rugby Podcast. The Italian Rugby Podcast. The Italian Rugby Podcast.
Ciao, Mike. How are you?
Yeah, I'm grand. I'm grand. Really looking forward to today. We've got loads to talk about. Yeah, I'm good, mate. How about you?
All good, Mike. 2 days to go, as you said. So we are in a new episode of Fratelli Rugby Podcast, the Italian Rugby Podcast. Tonight, the focus is the preview of Italy-Australia. Teams are out, so we're gonna have a little analysis of the team, opinions around that, and we are happy to hear your opinion too. So drop us a message, of course, so we can chat and we can discuss about those players or those points together. A few minutes ago, Mike, also the new from the Federal Rugby, the Italian Rugby website, a new article with Quesada explaining the
selection.
picks. Yes,
Yeah.
Why some players are picked despite others, if there's gonna be time for other players during these 3 games November for Italy. But let's dig, Mike, from the beginning into the Italian teams, I think, because this is what we want to talk about. And let's read the team. We have Ange Capuozzo at 15, Luis Lainag 14, the centers, Menon Challenbrex, number 11, as usual, when he's available, is Monti Ioane, Warninger Bisi, 9 and 10, back row, Mike, a lot to talk about, Vincent Zuliani, 7, and Lorenzo Cannone, number 8, double 8, Cannone Zambonin, Ferrari, Nicotera, and Fischietti. And then from the bench, Di Bartolomeo, Spagnolo, Riccioni, Ruzza, Izegor, Pajrelo, Allan, Marie, 5+3. So a lot to say, Mike. You can pick from wherever you prefer.
I'm actually going to ask you a question straight off the bat, Otto. And I'm going to ask you to put yourself in Quesada's shoes now, right? Picking this team, what do you think it's telling us? The style of play that we're going to deploy at the weekend. Like, what? Looking at this, how do you expect us, if you were in Quesada's shoes, to play?
Well, a lot the opportunity to run, Mike. That's for sure the idea. Quesada spoke about putting players into their natural position. Talk about Capozzo 15, and then of course you have a running 15. In this way, we're gonna see probably a lot of stack of players running around, moving together 3-4 backs. We know the work of Lainag also this season with 1-3-2-1-1, 1-3-2-2 played by Benetton. So he come to play inside a lot. Capozzo can
I'm excited.
Whatever, and Ioane does the same, especially from set piece. But still, so we have backs, and we have also the option from the bench, if we take all together, with Pajrelo, Allan, and Marin, that allows to do a lot of other changes, options. So it's interesting. We want to play, seems like. We want to, and we need to have kicking options too. So Allan, Pajrelo is another kicker to add during the game. Varney can kick too, to be honest, but Pajrelo can kick from 50 meters like Trulla, middle of the field, that Pajrelo can try to kick. So also score pressure if we're gonna be in the game. I hope so. I think it's gonna be a really tough one. Can be a really bitter lose if we lose for -7 for a break, and we can be really happy if we won for 1 break more. I see a tight game because I put a lot into what Italy can show us, despite they playing for 4 months together. So that's my opinion, quick and general on everything. But
I love it.
Well, we want to play, Mike. For me, that is, we want to play and we want kicking options. Let's see if I lose Mike again. Mike is gone. Haha. He left me. Don't forget to subscribe, because how you can subscribe to a channel like this if you don't like stuff like Mike appearing? Here we go. Hello
I was,
again. Oh, but
for some reason it put me backstage. So anyway, I'm here. So I was just saying, I love what you like your points there, and I think actually that's a really important point. You know, the fact that we're putting running attacking threats in, because realistically, and this is again when we transition to the Australian team, we're going to talk about it more. It looks like they see advantages in the air, aerially. So putting players like good counter-attacking players like Capuozzo, Liner, like you said, Monty, Menoncello's good in the air. It's going to be really like interesting to see how we try and make our weakness a strength, if that makes sense. So
yep.
yeah, I'm really excited. I also wanted to ask you, Zambonin, do you think he's there because of the work that he's done at Exeter, or do you think
It
Ruzas
is. It's
might
that
be?
Mike. He was really confident playing with a good attitude for the Chiefs. He's been player of the team, fans player of the week. So good stuff, Mike, and
Yeah,
he's showing that he can be an art player too. So it's a really good opportunity for him. I like also the option to have Ruzza from the bench. So that's pretty good. And then on the other side, you need somebody that has to cut trees down, to do a lot of dark work, which is going to be Nicolò Cannone for sure. He is the
yeah,
one that you don't need the ball. You need to clean up, player, push, absorb 3 player on you.
yeah.
That dark horse.
Yeah, he's going to be
Crazy horse.
the defender, like just the defender. He's going to be
The brick
Maldini.
made player, yeah, no, something crazy. Il Catenaccio,
That's it.
the impersonation of Catenaccio is gonna be him in the
Yeah,
rack. So I'm expecting a lot for that, because then you have also flying back three, because you have Zuliani is a powerful player, and then you have Izagor in the second half. But then you have Vincent and Cannone together, that we have seen it probably in the second halves. I think they never start together, if I'm right. But please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not sure. But I don't think it never happened to see Vincent starting 6 and Cannone 8 together from a
not from
starting
memory for
point.
me either. Maybe in the under-20s, but never at this level.
No,
So
in the second half it could have happened. Sometimes maybe with some injuries, some other stuff, they had to move on, like that. But that it's good to have the speed of a player like Vincent, not only running with the ball but also covering in defense, moving around, being quick. We
out
need
of ruck as
quick
well.
players,
Yeah,
and 6 and 7 is in that way.
yeah, agreed.
Quesada said about Lamaro, Mike, which is a good point on Lamaro, because I think we said it's sad, but Lamaro was playing well this starting season for Benetton. Now the injury stopped him, but I think that was the idea of to play Lamaro Zuliani.
Yeah,
So with Lamaro doing always dark work, but Zuliani more free to move around on the fringes, going hunting for the ball more. That is a little bit the idea.
yeah, yeah. And actually, I think it'd be a really good idea for us to maybe reference that article slightly more. So, as Otto said, this is sort of relatively breaking. This is just an article that's just come out. That Quesada did mention that Lamaro was going to be played, but unfortunately he is injured. They're just reviewing it, so he's not out for the entire tournament. At least it doesn't look like it so far, as some of the reports were suggesting. It looks like they're reviewing it, seeing if he's available for the next couple of games. But yeah, Otto, he's had some shit luck, hasn't he? Lamaro, he's finally found form, after maybe not the most confidence building time at test level. the last Six Nations. He went back, started the season strong, started to play some good rugby again, and he just can't find any luck. The poor man. Yeah.
But it's always good because all the plans that, like all the problems on picking players for Quesada another time, there is an injury, something stopping, you have to change no matter what. So a lot of times it's happening in this way. Like last year, like it's weird, but Lamaro last year against Georgia get injured, and then he missed the rest of the games. He started with the Georgia at the beginning of the game, and 5 minutes, 7 minutes in, he was out, so he missed also that.
Yeah.
But still, Mike, I think we go with a really good 15 plus other really good finishers in this game.
Yeah, shall we talk about the finishers as well? Because there's maybe a couple of names that some of the newer fans of Italian rugby might not recognise. So, a few words on Di Bartolomeo, Otto. What are your thoughts?
Di Bartolomeo has been one of the busiest players in the last couple of seasons in defense, with accuracy and number of tackles. One of the best on that, and also really good on the line out throw. The best, of course, thrower for the Italian team at the moment. So Di Bartolomeo doing his job, doing well. So it's good to see him there. If was there Dimchev, I was happy to be honest, Max, because I'm good with both players, but Di Bartolomeo, workhorse like Nicotera. So
yeah, and just on the point of some of the other players, Spagnolo, we know what he does, and we know that he's going to be a threat at the break.
Easy in the rack too, yes, stealing, because he's one of our best jugglers in the URC this season.
Yeah.
We have him, Bertaccini is another one really busy.
Yeah. Who I'm surprised only was an invitee, but hopefully we see a little bit more of Bertaccini, because he's a quality player. I think I have very high hopes for him. I've got to be honest, as much as I do think Zambonin is there on merit and he belongs there, it is weird to see Ruzza on the bench and not seeing him start a test match, because he's played so many with Cannone.
So much, that's true.
So much. Do you think he's being managed in? Because obviously it's not even like he's overplayed this season. He's had quite a long rest. Do you think they're just trying to manage him back into test rugby?
But I think so. I mean, it's okay that if he play 25 minutes against Australia, and then he's gonna be the starting against the Box, it's okay, no problem with that.
Nice.
I think maybe Ruzza will play decent the next game, and maybe we are not gonna see him playing against Chile, or can be from the bench against Chile too, just in case, Mike. You never know. Just in case. True. So he's gonna be there. Cannone is gonna play the first 2 games, and then he's gonna come Favretto on, and maybe another chance moving forward. But
I'm looking forward to a Poku for Chile. Don't take that dream away from me.
I don't want to say that yet.
Don't take that dream away from me, or it'd be nice.
I don't want to say the name. That's why I just stopped there. So. and then let's see. But yeah,
that's it.
I hope so. So we can put another stone there. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Maybe 1 or 2 stones there. Maybe a couple more.
No anxiety around that player. But...
Right, we'll put him at 6 for the pushing power. So anyway, just 5-3, Otto. We got MPR, Allen, Marin,
the center, the fullback, the utility, double utility. In case
not
you need
named as a 10 by Quesada. He specifically said we brought 3 10s, and he excluded Marin. So I don't know what Roberto feels about that, but I bet he's not that happy.
No, the 12, the 10 and a half, Marin, 10 plus something. Do you remember when Zamorano with Inter Milan used to have the jersey 1+8?
No, I don't remember.
Okay,
he had 1+, so he was like a 9.
Ronaldo il fenomeno come, and then he took the 9. Zamoramon previously had the 9, so I said, no problem, you can have it. But he put the 18 1 plus 8. So we should do something like that for Marin.
For sure.
7 plus 3, I don't know, the 73, the 64.
You're gonna give Phantom a heart attack. Let's move on before let's move on, my friend.
Marin Mazza for Chile match. Yes, that can be another option. Or Todaro, Josh, as a center instead of a winger.
Yes, please. That's what I want to see. I want to see him at 12. I know he's playing well, but I want to see him at 12. He's a 12-15 by trade. He's playing wing. He's playing well at wing, and he's
another Marin. So you're saying he's not a 10.
Quesada will immediately come out and say, we want to play players in their natural position. Todaro, fullback. Sorry, Capuozzo, you were a 9, you're back to 9. He's just going to start chopping and changing. Marin, you're I don't know, 11 and a half.
Hola, Fred time. There is a good to see some nickname that I know here in the chat. So Fred time, have we ever had a team without the roots against a big opposition when fit? That's interesting. I have to go check through all the... I have to spend a little bit of time in my docs, but again, I will let you know next week for sure. But we see him playing also in other position. I remember when was against Georgia was 6. That Georgian Batumi that was there.
I think so.
But the big matches he's always been in. I have to see maybe the first Quesada year. Maybe we should see if there was some changes there.
Yeah, he's interesting, isn't he? Because like he's been so integral to the line out. He's played such a nice brand of rugby for so long.
He's been always the player with more catches for Italy in the last years for the in line out for the Six Nations, for example. So it's something that happens so many times, and he's still 31, Mike, which is wild, no?
Yeah. He's again, I think with the players who have proven themselves at the top level, constantly play great rugby, constantly are assets to the team, perfect opportunity for us to sort of say, right, okay, you guys have proven what you can do. We know what you can do, particularly in the autumn. We're going to play you at, Six Nations, the games that we really consider as, like tournament games.
Exactly.
That's the time to do it,
Mike, I can tell you that in the last 4 years, he played 2 times from the bench. This is the 3rd time from the bench. He played against Japan and against Romania. And I'm gonna stop at 21-22. Every time with Italy, is Italy, New Zealand, and Italy, Argentina in the 21-22 season. He played from the bench. Those are we're talking about 4 years ago. Stuff like that. 4 years ago, last time we played without roots in big matches. That's it. So you have your answer. We did it, Mike. You see, we did it.
That's it. So yeah, I like I said, for me, I'm quite excited. I'm really excited for Marin. He deserves game time. He deserves game time at Benetton. He deserves game time here. It's nice to see what he can do when he's got an opportunity. And I'm really hoping we actually see Marin, Menoncello. We need to manage breakfast time. He can't keep playing, 80 minutes plus every single game for forever. We need to make sure that he doesn't get injured. And I like to see Marin Menoncello finish the game, if I'm honest.
Robert, ciao. And Mike, there is a question by Andy that is also a good hook, so we can move forward, because between these could have been a brothers in arms fight.
Yeah.
Linag versus Linag, which is not going to be, because Carter Gordon is going to play 10, but there's another fratello di rugby like Tizzano, another Italian player is not gonna be there, Mike. I'm pretty surprised from this choice. I was thinking, come on, you play against Italy, put him from the bench at least.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's gutted because he has travelled, and if you've been watching their socials, he's been getting like really involved, like with the whole Italian aspect. But man, like look at their back row. Aussies have come with firepower as well, you know.
They're coming like that, and also it's interesting because they're another team with the 5+3 from the bench with Rob Valentini and Pete Samu. Probably those are really two really heavy weapon in the second half for them. They're gonna bring a lot of energy, but I'm happy also for the choices we have in Itzegon and Roots. Are not the same kind of player, but they're gonna be busy for sure, which is gonna be interesting. But Jake Gordon coming, the Gordons, not brothers, but the Gordon. Jake Gordon 9, Carter Gordon 10, coming back after 1 year with playing. He played a couple of games with the rugby league, but he got really bad injury.
Yeah, not for the faint heart. Like spinal injury.
No, it was really bad. That's why he also missed the season. So his fresh year was one of my favorite when he came out 2 years ago. Even if Australia was trash in the 2023 campaign because that was the worst ever. But still, I like a player like Carter Gordon as a 10.
Yeah, he's instinctive, isn't he? It's going to be really interesting to see how like they play because
Quesada said we're gonna try to put him under a lot of pressure.
Good.
Because he's coming back. So let's see what kind of trap we're gonna organize on him and what he's gonna try to do. The rabbit from the hat. In these cases, that's gonna be interesting. But Mike, I would like to open. Oh, exactly. I would like to open and having your thoughts on Menoncello Suali, which is a game in the game for sure. The battle of the captains.
Yeah, for me, I think each player has their USP. Like Menoncello has. He's an athletic freak. He's powerful. He's fast. But Sualihi is just fantastic in the air. He's tall. He's rangy. So I think a lot of the
hands, Mike.
Yeah, lovely hands as well. So it's going to be one of those where we're probably going to see whoever is able to implement their game plan better. The center is going to look better. So, for example, if we're going to plan on running it back at them, and we're planning on passing it to our power runners, our fast players, we're trying to counter attack. Menoncello fits that quite nicely. Whereas if they're going to kick bombs over his head constantly, Sualihi's obviously going to be one of those players who are going to look a lot better. So what I mean by that is, if we're in a position like Menoncello's going to look really good, I just want to see some fireworks in midfield, man. Like I want to see Brex come in and like a homing missile just cut someone in half. I want to see. That's what I want to see from this game. And obviously they're hurt from last time they played us in Italy. Like they're not here to tickle us. They're here to beat us. And you look at all of the comments online. You see a lot of the comments on Reddit and stuff. It's just Italy again, right? So we have to prove that just Italy could beat Australia, but also they're coming with the expectation to beat us, and we need to beat that out of them.
Let's read this comment here. Interesting, Mike. I think Italy played their best rugby on the counter-attack or off a clean break, so Vincent could bring a couple more in a game. But how is his defensive game against top opposition, Mike?
It's tough to say, isn't it? Because anytime he's come on, he typically comes on from the bench. The couple of times that he hasn't, I think there was one time he got a red card. I think it was back end of the last Six Nations. It's tough to say. Like he's not really a jackal threat. Not like Zuliani, not like Cannone, not like Nicotera, not like Spagnolo, right? So that's not really his role. For me, I see him as someone who is very active at the breakdown, particularly offensive breakdowns. He's there. He tries to get the ball clean. He runs great support lines. He's always on his toes. So defensively, if we're talking, breakdown, the work he does at the breakdown, everything bar jackling, he's good. He creates a ruck. He's there quickly. He survives the contacts most times. Like there's he's good enough. Whether he's going to be as good defensively as like a Lammer or in tackling, maybe not. But he has his own USP, and you cannot teach his speed. So he's going to come with his own box of tricks and treats for for Australia.
Probably the best thing about Vincent is the way he can be so busy in such a short amount of time. He can do maybe one action more than a player usually do.
It's chaos, isn't it?
Really good. Like the backing game time, they're crazy for him, and it's something we really need against the players and a team that is gonna come heavy against us, because they are loaded with kilos too. They're gonna try to put a lot of them in the second half, even more, because you have Samu and Valentini. Those are two big, huge carriers. So we have to be a lot quicker in position to play away from our 22. That's the idea for me. We're gonna push them a lot, also because they are a team that used to play deep. And we have to be careful, by the way, because Josh said in one of these messages, let me see, Australia team show that are here to win and consider us a threat. Yes, the way Australia is trying to play on the blind side, loading with players the blind side, sometimes leaving just a winger, nobody, the rack, and all the ways of attack. They are really confident to play that kind of rugby. They believe in their skills. They're gonna try to do the same against us. So we need really quick covers to there, and that's probably where also Vincent can come with a cover after breaking a tackle. And it's gonna be a tough game in defense also for Varney, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they're going to target that channel, but then obviously he's, in a weird way, he has the benefit that Garbisi on one-on-one tackles is very good. Like when he's lined up, Garbisi's played 12. We can see what he's like. He's great on one-on-one. The problem is on more than one-on-one is the defensive decision making. So yes, I agree. Varney needs to he needs to front up for this, but he's got talent outside of him as well,
Absolutely.
which can help.
Yeah, we see him tougher in defense too with Exeter.
For sure.
So that's it. But I think he's gonna be in those situations where he has to cover on Wilson, for example, ready to run a McRae to wide actually. And it's gonna be interesting to see us again Paisami 12 against that is another good player that he lost a little bit of chances for injuries in the last couple of years, but still Hunter Paisami is the 12 you want. Sometimes Ikitao is great, but Paisami you can show still something. Selection of Udine, Mike, about the game.
Do you want me to go nuclear here? Okay.
Please,
Andy,
please,
I'm all for spreading the game. I think it's really important that we need to expose different parts of Italy to the game. I think it's really important that if we are looking to host a World Cup in the future, we need to prove that we are able to sustain the crowd. We also need to prove all of that stuff. So that, from that aspect, it's great. In a period where we're struggling, or we were struggling for money before the current presidency, losing a lot of revenue for these autumn internationals because we are having to pay the stadiums for rent, etc., it seems counterintuitive because we're not finding that we're going to be receiving that. We might receive it elsewhere. You know, someone might buy a shirt or something like that, and the money comes in that way. But I feel like if we're going to do this, we do it in a point where there is a point of abundance, not a point of famine. So for me, I think it was the right decision at the wrong time. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It was the right decision. We should do this. I just think we did it at a shit time, to be honest. That's my opinion on it.
Pretty sure. There is also, I think, following this stadium trying to play for a couple of years more, there's all the situation about the World Cup, what they want to do in the future, what they can offer. And those are teams, stadium that they are Serie A stadium, so they're gonna try also for other kind of events, I think.
Yeah.
So makes sense. Turin is fantastic. Udine is far away, to be honest. Even for Roma, it's far away. So let's see. I think more than Roma, Firenze should be a place to go, and trying to understand what is possible to do in the. Once maybe in Sicily, you should try to play, and another area maybe. Of course, is the other.
That for
now,
me is the example.
Mike. Now that Inter Milan and Milan AC, now they are the owners of San Siro.
Yeah. No chance.
What do you think?
Yeah, no chance. But on the off,
Bergamo, I don't know. Something else.
I think you know what would be amazing, right? Just objectively speaking, if we managed to get like one of the Six Nations games in the San Siro at some point, like it would just it's something poetic. Obviously, after they develop it and all of that jazz, right? After they make it suitable for sport again, but it would just be something poetic about it. I would love to see that. Milan is close enough to North. Obviously, Rome is the home of rugby, and it should be, and it should stay the home of rugby. But I think if we're going to do that, I would much rather see it. Right, I'd much rather see it there than you know.
Mike, if you have to pick a game, which game you want to see in Milan of the Six Nations? Italy, France in Milan.
You know what? For me, honestly, I'd say Italy, Ireland. I think I don't know. The Irish will come, and like Milan is a nice touristy spot, and they'll get on the beers, and the atmosphere will be good. I've got something so romanticized in my head about playing Ireland in the San Siro.
Venetian disagree with this. Let's go play to Como Stadium, Mike. The Como Stadium now that is playing in Serie A. But Mike, there was something about like the decision of the team that we said I migliori, the best. You said, and you can argue about the best in many ways. The people that train the best, the people that is the skillful, the best, and everything. You think this is the best thing we can put on the field?
Minus injuries, I think what I think he means by that. Let's talk about that first. What I think he means by that is the best players for the position for the opposition picked, right? Because for me, it's always horses for courses, right? I mean, you can argue the toss on some of the positions. I'm sure there's probably some people who are going to argue maybe Monti's position with one of the other wingers that are in form. You know, you can argue Darre Garbisi. You can argue there's so many like positions that you could argue. But for me, what he meant is these are the best players that we have for this team. And I think it's because he expects them to kick. He expects us to counterattack. I think that's the way. That's what I think he meant. Okay.
Totally makes sense. The idea about the plan, we mentioned it more or less. Giuliani Lamaro for me was working because Lamaro can be busy doing his Lamaro job, and Giuliani can be the other. This means that probably Giuliani would have been much more carriers in this game. Also think about how much you can play wide and have the ball in hands, because sometimes that is we stop the connection to get the ball away many times.
Yeah, I see Zuliani being able to play six quite well as well. As long as as long as the roles don't change, because he's very good at his role. Like, he's got quite a specialist role. So as long as the number doesn't affect his ability on the pitch and what he's
The numbers, Mike, the numbers.
So it's all in your head, eh, Otto?
Right, like in South Africa, they play with the switch
The opposite.
6-7.
Yeah.
But what is changed? But they can do
fantastic
work. Yes,
but we were having a discussion on the chat earlier, and that's what came to my mind as well. Like, as much as the 6 and 7 are changed for South Africa, for me, I think now there's less of an emphasis, particularly at test level, because if you're looking at grass level, at least in the UK, you look at who is your best tackler. Your best tackler is normally the 6. Your most athletic in terms of like endurance and good tackle is normally your 7. But that's
usually.
Right, and that's normally at like the lower levels. At the elite level, I think there's very little difference between 6 and 7. Yeah, you can argue a few kilos on loose heads, because loose heads are normally a little bit lighter than the tight heads, and you can argue the toss on that stuff. But for me, I think it's such it's more sort of the mentality of, this is the profile of player that should be playing 6, therefore they should be playing 6. As long as what they're doing on the pitch doesn't change, who cares? That's my opinion on it anyway. But it is a really interesting one, and I spoke to like some of the rugby league boys about it as well, and they were like, yeah, it is an interesting discussion, because realistically, if you look at some of the best 6-7s in the world for the top teams, other than England, where they like a traditional Guy Pepper, Courtney Laws, Ollie Chesham, they want a big 6. All of them could play 7 quite comfortably, right?
No, with us, maybe they could have been even 8 if they were Italians, some of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
But no, I'm wondering how we're gonna put them in the field, because I think Vincent is gonna be, of course, one of the player free to move around, and I think we're gonna have literally Cannone Vincent in the channels, and then a lot of work in the middle with a link player in a certain way that can be sometimes Zambonin, or for sure Zuliani is going to be that plus that can play out.
Yeah.
Then I think everybody, the front row and locks, they're going to have a lot of hard work inside in the middle.
Yeah, I think this, right? I think we're going to see Cannone in defense play as a 6, and I think we're going to see Vincent in attack play.
Yes,
because I think that's for me, Vincent is better in attack than Cannone. In terms of like the lines he runs, the support lines, the speed. Like, you can argue the toss on power. I don't really care about that. It's like Vincent will find space, and that's what he does at international level. That's what he does at Exeter as well. He's good with that.
What I can see, and he's really good in running those kind of line, is for Lorenzo Cannone is off line out, first receiver cutting inside
with the center.
There is a ball. No, from the center, between in the space between the tail of the line out and the first defender. He runs really well in that space. Yeah. Hopefully we're gonna do something with that to
overthrow to Menoncello run, tips it inside
like French style, right? French style, and ball to the 12 loop around, cross switched with the 8. Yes, why not, right?
Win and try, we're calling it here, guys.
Yes, Linag.
He's been. We do need to talk about Linag. Like, I think one thing that
it's a good way to close about this game, because we need to bring back Australian Idol in some way, right?
yeah. So let's talk about it. First of all, emotionally, I can't imagine what he's going through. His dad won the World Cup with the team that he's about to play against. One, right, we'll pass that to the side. Secondly, he has been playing some of his best rugby, like
In
better,
2
in my
years,
opinion, than when
yeah.
he was playing Quins. Yeah. Imagine Otto if he wins, scores the winning try. Imagine the scenes. Imagine the press. Imagine.
Listen, if the story has to go in a way, that is the only way it should go, right? Because there's no Tizan on the other side that can do something like that.
Yeah.
There's no Tom Leinag.
Yeah.
So there is only one Leinag, which is Lewis in the field. So yes, come on. It's done.
Again, like, let's romanticize that image slightly more. Like, it's the 78th minute. It's been a tight match, right? We're 3 points down.
It's raining.
No point going.
So much.
Penalty's been kicked. We shanked it out. It's gone to the 22. It's gone outside the 22.
Bartolomeo with the 98% of throw missed the throw there, right?
Yeah, makes the overthrow to Menoncello on the inside. Who's that? Liner. There we go. We've called it, guys. It's happening. It's happening.
Under the stick, right?
That's it. Easy. We're gonna win by 4. No, it's listen, it's an exciting game. I'm really genuinely very excited. I think I love this time where we're talking about internationals. Like it has that sense of like expectation. There's those nervousness as well because we want to see our team perform. But this is genuinely a fantastic team on paper. I was looking against what I would consider, a like for England, and I don't think there's ever been more players that I would pick for it, like in a combined team between England and Italy. I think that Italy have got some fantastic players on paper. Now we just need to see them perform.
Mike, I'm going to ask you your score, or at least who you think is going to win for let's say this is already the second week of the Quilter Nation Series. So Ireland, Japan, what do you think is going to be the score? Who's going to win? Ireland, Italy?
I think Ireland unfortunately are Sharks, and I think Japan are slightly injured at the moment. So I want to say Ireland by 50.
Scotland, New Zealand.
I would love Scotland to win, but I just don't see it. I want to see.
You don't see it, huh?
I'd love Scotland to win. I'd love it, but I think New Zealand.
The big shock. Yes, I agree with the shock, but probably New Zealand. England, Fiji.
This is an interesting one. Fiji won last time. England are better. Fiji won by. I want to say I think this is going to be closer than people think, but I'd still say England by 10.
England by 10. Okay.
I would love Fiji to win, by the way. I want to go on record. I want Fiji to win, but I don't see it happening.
Italy, Australia, Mike.
For me, they're battle hardened. You know what? I think we're going to win. I'm going to say I would love to see us win by.
Prove me wrong. Quote.
Yeah. Listen, I reckon Italy by less than 7. I would love to see it. And listen, we have the team to win. It's just, let's see it all come together. QUESADA'S a great coach. Let's see it happen.
Have you seen the team, the England Fiji team, Mike?
Yeah, Marcus at 15. What's interesting for me, and this is something where one of my friends pointed out. Do you think they're trying to use Marcus in the same ways we use Capuozzo? They see sort of similarities, good in space, making decisions. Do you think that's why the 15 came into play? Because they are very similar players, Marcus and Capuozzo, in terms of vision and style of play.
Yeah, I mean, it can be an option like that, but also I can see some kind of Allan in that too. The way Allan play 15 too. If we are talking about Italian players, what they can do at 15 being a 10, that it play like in that way. He can move around. I don't see him being like crazy because probably I don't know how many times he's gonna be taking a lot of first receiver with Finn Smith, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because we know how much he loves to attack the first defender.
False 10.
The false 10. Another false 10.
Another false 10.
1 plus 9. 1 plus 9.
That's it, Otto.
My God. No, it's gonna be interesting. And Mike, Wales, Argentina, and France, South Africa, man.
Oh, right. So outside of our game, France, South Africa, I am so excited for. This is going to be really unpopular. I think France are going to win. But I don't think it. I think it's going to be like by less than 3. I reckon it's going to be a kick. They're gonna. The France are up for it. I saw what Maxime Lucu said. They said that the South Africans stole the World Cup from them. That, you know, already I saw Benjamin Kaiser talk about it, saying that he still has nightmares of the game on another podcast. They're building this up, like they're going to be emotional. What else I can see is France coming out and getting a red card immediately. Just typical French coming up, going to get a red card immediately.
Okay,
but jokes aside, I would love to see that game.
Okay, I think South Africa will be. It's gonna be loud. That's for me.
It's gonna be big
for this game. Where's Argentina?
Yeah. I mean, again, no disrespect. I'm sure Wales are going to be much improved, and actually, I think Wales are going to be tough for us at the Six Nations. But Argentina look good. Contepone is a brilliant coach, and I think Argentina by 20 probably.
Argentina by 20 make totally sense, Mike. Nothing else to say about this, because we just need time to go by and watch this game in this weekend, Mike. That's it. So see you next week, Mike. So we're gonna talk about this game. We're gonna review Italy, Australia next week. My God, and we were ready to do a preview about South Africa. Italy, South Africa. So eyes on France, South Africa, and of course eyes on Udine. We play on Saturday afternoon, 6:40 p.m. Italy time. So it's gonna be a 5:40 UK, 7:40 Bulgaria. Fantastic.
Nice, perfect timing for you. How depends on how many games you watch before and how many beers are in your hand, Otto.
I'm gonna be busy. It's gonna be my first
busy player.
Yeah, busy player. And then of course, then we go straight to France, South Africa. My God, fantastic Saturday night. Lovely.
R.I.P. liver.
Maybe the liver save us. My God, it's gonna be crazy. If you are in Udine, talking about liver, if you are in Udine, go to Wild Raccoon Brewery. There is a tap room. Wild Raccoon is this brewery. It's a fantastic brewery to go try in Udine. So write it down, go drink and say thanks, Ottavio. That's what you should say. Anyway, boys, ladies, gentlemen, see you next week with another episode of Fratelli, the Rugby podcast. Forza Italia, Forza Azzurri. See you next week. Ciao, Mike.
Ciao.
Ale, via.
Fratelli, the Rugby podcast. The Italian Rugby podcast.